Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Swallow your pride if I have faith.
Okay.
You need to borrow. No one can feel the love your need. Then you won't let show. Just call on me, brothers, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might
in your
have
lap.
a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. And I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
Exactly.
It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
It's gonna be
Just call on me, brother, when you need a hand.
Let me know when you want to come.
2
weeks time.
In
fact, the 21st. We also need to talk about your thing that you didn't do with Lisa. You were supposed to go to Lisa.
We all need somebody to lean on.
We'll have a conversation about that off air. See you, Malik. Leave it open. Are you guys going now? Yeah, leave it open. Ciao.
If you just call me, if you need a friend, call me. If you need a friend, if you ever need a friend, call me, 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 if you need a friend, call me, call me, call me, call me, call me, call me.
All right. Good evening. Welcome. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are in the world, South Africa, the world. It's been sure, almost 2 months that I've not been here. The last time I was in the seat was 17 December 2025. Good evening. My name is Elton. I'm the host of Walk to Wellness. We have one or two little challenges, but as they say, the show goes on. And tonight we are going to have a conversation. And the topic for tonight is I am because we are. And if those of you who have an understanding of what I am because of who we are, it's around the concept of Ubuntu. Um, so we're going to be engaging around that conversation, because over the last 3, 4 weeks, I've discovered that many people don't care about each other. So part of my conversation tonight is, how do we change that narrative? How do we get people to engage with each other? So Walk to Wellness, for those of you who are new to the show, is a conversation around life principles and what we need to do to make life different and to do things differently. These are my views and not those of the ownership of the radio station. So if you have a challenge, you're welcome to take it up with me. Um, you're welcome to join our WhatsApp line on plus 27 069 245 9543. If you anywhere in the world, drop me a WhatsApp message on our in studio line, and then tell me what you think. Tell me what your thoughts are around this topic, because I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to think about, while we're engaging around this topic. We started off with Bill Withers saying, "Lean on me." So my question to you is, can people lean on you? Can people engage with you and ask you for help? It's it's a complicated question. It's a loaded question, purely because people ask you for things that they think you can give, and people engage with you when they want something from you. How often do you have someone say to you, "How are you?" And I've mentioned this before, and you say, "No, I'm good." They say, "Like, really, how are you?" And you say, "No, I'm fine." And they say, "Just fine." Like someone said to me today, someone asked how I was, and had a bit of a frustrating time today. And someone said to me, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm okay." And they said, "Just okay?" And I said, "Yes, I'm just okay." Now that's a friend, because that person asked me, "Why are you just okay?" And I said, "Because I'm dealing with one or two challenges that I'm battling to get through, purely because of circumstance and because of technical glitches, which puts stress and challenge in the workspace, and it causes me to do things that I don't really want to do, purely because I'm occupied with a million different things at one time." Um, so the concept of Ubuntu is, I am because we are. It's about the principle of humanity, and over time we've removed humanity from our lives. We've removed humanity and the sense of connection to people. Often we talk about, it takes a village to raise a family or to raise a child, but in the same vein, who is the village? What criteria do we have in place to set the village? And often that is my biggest challenge, because I don't know who's in my village, because I don't know. How do I find out who's in my village? It's by engaging with people and building a network around me to give me the support of my village. Because often in my village there are millions of people who traverse in and out of my life, and I'm caught in the space of evaluating what is the role of that person in my life. And often I need to unpack, as many of my friends will tell you, that I unpack most things in life, whether it's a suitcase, whether it's a box, whether it is an engagement that I have with you. So for me, it's about unpacking who's in my space. And as an example, I'll go back to something I live by. It's a concept of circular motion. And if those of you have paper and pen, you may want to grab it and make a circle. And in that circle, place yourself. Make a bigger circle around that, and that in there you place the people that you can call at 3 o'clock in the morning. The people will be there for you, whether it's family, whether it's friends, people that you know you can depend on. Then you make another circle around that with the second, what I call the second tier of people that I can call on. Those are the people that may answer the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning. Then there are, and those are the people that you will help. People in the first tier are the people you'd break your back for. The second tier, the people you'd help. The third tier would people that you know. And we're going to keep it simple. 3 tiers. Because I can go to 6 tiers. But let's keep it simple. In that big third tier are the people that I know, people that I would engage with, people that I would have conversation with, but I would call them acquaintances, not friends. So there's a distinct difference for me between an acquaintance and a friend. An acquaintance is someone I know, I engage with, I know very little about them. Well, I might know some things about them, but I'm not going to engage with them and share my intimate secrets. Number one. Number two, I'm not going to give them all the gory details about the situation. Number three, I'm going to support them and help them if I'm able to and if I'm comfortable enough to do that. In tier two are the people that I'd spend a bit more time and I'd give of my personal time, my personal resources to make things happen for them. In tier one, the floodgates are open. Tell me what you want, when you want it, how you want it, and I'll do everything within my power to make it happen. And likewise, I'd like to think that the people in that same circle can reciprocate it for me. And that for me is part of the concept of Ubuntu. Uh, on the WhatsApp line, there's Annalise, there's Amanda, there's Denver, and many others. You're welcome to jump in the conversation, share your thoughts, tell me what you think, whether it's on Facebook or Insta. Tell me what you think. Share your thoughts around this, because for me it's a simple process. I can't say, or it's wrong to say, that all family are in tier one, because just because you're my family, whether it's my parents, and I'm using this as an example, okay? Whether it's my parents or whether it's my siblings or whether it's my cousins or my aunts or uncles, I can't categorically say that everybody in my family circle is in tier one. Some of them may be in tier two, some of them may be in tier three because they are distant. I don't have a direct connection to them. And it's for you to understand where people fit into the different tiers. And it sounds horrible to categorize people, but it's about the limited resources that you and I have and how we use them effectively, how we use our resources to effectively help people, to effectively engage in a space where people know they can live and trust and be part of a space that is safe. Because often in our biggest challenges are the people in tier one that will come to the rescue, or the people who stand by and who fill the gap and say, I'll be there for you, I'll help you because I can. And those are the people that you want in your space. Those are the people that you want to be able to say, help me now. I'm stuck. At 3 o'clock in the morning, when your car's stuck on the side of the road, you got a flat wheel, who do you call? Definitely not Ghostbusters. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to play a song by the Beatles as soon as I can get it up. While I give you a chance to think about this, how you want to think about what impact people have in your life and how they can help you to change things. Some of you may know the song.
What would you think if I sang out a tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. Gonna try with a little help from my friends. What do I do when my love goes away? Does it worry to be alone? How do I feel by the end of the day? Are you sad because you're on your own? No, I get by with a little help from my friends. Get by with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I just need someone to love. Be anybody. I want somebody to love. Oh, I can find help from my friends. Oh, gonna try to help from my friends. Oh, I can find help from my friends. Yes, I can find help from my friends. A little help from my friends.
That was the Beatles. I get by with a little help from my friends. My question to you is, who are my friends? Who are my friends? You live on Walk to Wellness, brought to you by All My Sports. My name is Elton Davids. I'm the host of the show. As you can hear, I don't have the jingle and I don't have the voice either. We are dealing with one or two little challenges. Um, my voice has, or my throat is on fire, not because of a range of different, well, because of a range of different things, but we'll leave that there. We're having a conversation around Ubuntu and the concept of I am because we are. And my question at the outset is, who are my friends? Who are the people that I can ultimately rely on to be there in my time of need? Whether it is in the time of business need or whether it's a time of personal need. Um, I was massaging a guy today, and one of my clients, and he's in the SANDF, and he was telling me, and we had a conversation about rank, and he was explaining the different ranks to me, and he was explaining to me when they get deployed um, as a peacekeeping officer, as they calls it, and they had to go into Uganda, I think it was. I forget the country, but it's the Congo. Sorry, the Congo. Um, and they were deployed, and he was saying that there are moments in war where you are stuck in a space where nothing can happen. You could be surrounded by the enemy. You could be surrounded by animals because you're in the bush. And he had the, or part of his job as the military police is when someone gets blown up or dies, his job, sure, just thinking about it makes me sad. His job, and he used this example, and I'll use this example. Um, they were in the war, and a hand grenade came into their camp and blew up uh, six, I think it was, of his battalion, and he felt something because he was further away with his back towards the people, and he felt something against his back, and it was human body parts against his back. And he took cover, and when everything had settled, he turned around, and his job as the military police is to go and find the personal belongings of the deceased. So the kind of him and the military police and the medical kind of gather up the remains of Pete Pompies. They bag it, take the tag, his name badge or her name badge, and the helmet that they were wearing, or whatever other personal belongings. They bag it and return it with the remains, and it gets repatriated to South Africa, and it gets presented to um, to the family. And I sat there, I literally stopped, shocked at all of this. And I said, like, what happens? He said, it's part of the job. I go for counseling. I deal with what I need to do. More importantly, I know that my friends are there, and my friends have my back in every turn. I walk around with a gun, with a rifle. I walk around with a side piece because that's what I can do, and I can protect myself, and I can protect my people who are with me in this battle. And I'm like, yo, that's hardcore. And he says there are times when there's a bereavement back home, or there's a family responsibility, and they've got to make that hard decision. A, do they ask for leave of absence and go back home, or do they stay? Do they stay at the front line of the war and continue to fight, or do they turn around and say, "Chief, I need to go home because my family needs me"? And in that very moment, you kind of realize who's in your corner, who's in your tier one, who's in your tier two, and who's in your tier three. You kind of realize who are there to support you, who are there to stand by you, to tell you that it's gonna be okay. It's those kinds of people that will tell you that life is worth living, and that it's those kinds of people who are going to support you in those tough times. So Ubuntu is a Zulu African philosophy that speaks to the very heart of what it means to be human. In that very example, he was showing Ubuntu to his colleagues. Yes, it was his job. It was his job to go and pick up the remains and take the helmet and, oh, clean that helmet. So there's no blood on the helmet, there's no stain on there. Bag it with the name badge and put it in the freezer with the remains so that when it gets repatriated, the family has something to remember the passing family member by. It's I can't imagine that picture. I can to a degree, but I don't know if I'd have the tenacity and the oh, I don't even know what word to use, because I'm kind of speechless around this, in the sense that how do you are now having coffee with someone, next minute the person's dead and you got to clean up their helmet, and the concept around that for them is, I will always have your back. I will go back home and tell your family that you fought valiantly. I'll go back home and tell your family that you lived with dignity, that you died serving your country, and that I will try and support your family to the best of my ability. And they travel, and Ubuntu for me is around that. It's around that very concept of having someone in my corner. In a business space, you have someone that supports you, uh, maybe a business coach, maybe a group of clients that support you, that will share your content on social media, that will keep you motivated as a business owner, but someone that is there for you when days are dark and friends are few. That there's someone there in your corner that says it's going to be okay. It's that one person that's going to stand there, or few people that even though you are feeling so much pain, you're able to share it. A pain shared is a pain half, they say, but it's who you share the pain with that's important. It's finding that right person who's in your corner, who's going to stand there and say, I got you. How often do you find those people? And if you do, you need to treasure them and you need to reciprocate, because it's not a one-way street. It's not a one-way street where you're only on the receiving end. You need to be open and willing to give and to receive. Ubuntu is about making sure that you cover someone and protect them. And often, parenthood is about Ubuntu because I'm there to protect my kids. I'm there to look after them. I'm there to treat them. I'm there to support them. But I'm there to teach them the value of life. I don't raise my kids so they can live on my apron strings. I raise my kids to go with the express purpose that tomorrow I could die. And if I die tomorrow, how successful will my kids be if they're depending totally on me for everything? So again, how do we build a living legacy for ourselves through our kids' lives? How do we create a sustainable environment for our kids to be comfortable? I had a conversation this afternoon actually with someone around a small town dorpy, which will remain unknown until things materialize. But this conversation was around what do we do with the youth in our community? And she was saying that there is so much abject poverty, yet the kids go and they apparently they say they don't have money for food. Yet they buy a packet of 50 cents or 25 cents knickknacks for breakfast. They buy a lollipop and they have knickknacks for lunch and they have knickknacks for after school. And I'm like, how do these kids live on knickknacks? She said, my friend, I don't understand it either. And we debated this, and having looked at it and looking at the community, the parents leave on a truck to go work on a farm 5 o'clock in the morning. That kid is still sleeping. My question is, what are the parents doing to ensure that that kid has a meal before he goes to school, or her before she goes to school? What are we teaching those kids? What is the value that we're giving them around food, around healthy living, if we can't even give them a plate of food or encourage them to make a sandwich or have pop for breakfast? But we're willing to give them a 5 rand and they'll buy knickknacks. Or do the parents even know? I would hope that the parents would know if they have cereal and the kids aren't eating. When I was growing up, um, my mother used to say, it's okay for the neighbors to give you a hiding if you misbehave, my boy. Because when you come home and I hear about it, you're going to get another hiding. In growing up, it's a very different time now. But in those days, the parents kind of gave carte blanche to a degree for the neighbors to discipline and pull you in check if you were out of a line as in the neighborhood. You know, now you can't do that kind of stuff. Sorry. So my question to you then is, how are you raising your child? Are you raising a child to be dependent on you as the parent? And let me ask you the question then. If you die now, let me be direct. If you die now, both parents, what support system is in place for your child? Which is where Ubuntu comes in. Who is that first year that's going to step up and say, hey, Elton's dead. Let me try now. Let me be there for Kirsty and Lee. But Kirsty and Lee only need support because Elton has raised them sufficiently to be independent. Or will your children be flabbergasted and not know where to go, what to do, because you've done everything for them? We're going to take a short break while you chew on that. And I'm going to play a song by Dionne Warwick, Elton John, Gladys Knight, and Stevie Wonder.
And I never thought I'd feel this way. And as far as I'm concerned, glad I got the chance to say that I do believe I love you. should ever go away, well then close your eyes and try feel the way we do today. And then if you can remember, keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for good times and bad times. I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. Well, you came in up in me, and now there's so much more I see. And so, by the way, I thank you. Oh, and there for the times when we were apart. Well, I close your eyes and know words are coming from my heart. And then if you can remember, oh, keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for. In good times, in bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. Oh, that's what friends are for. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure, that's what friends are for good times and bad times. I'll be on your side forever. That's what friends are for. Keep smiling, keep shining, no, you can always count on me. For sure, 'cause I tell you that's what friends are for. For good times and for bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. That's what friends are for. Yeah. Only the show. I don't need the show. I don't need the show.
What a classic song by Dionne Warwick and Friends about that's what friends are for. Again, Ubuntu is about sharing and caring. This is Walk to Wellness. My name is Elton Davids. Show brought to you by All My Sports SA. And we're having a conversation, or I'm sharing my views around the principles of Ubuntu, the principles of sharing and caring are and because we are. And if you take a step back in your own space and you think about how you got to where you are, A, it could be a miracle by your sense. B, it could be, if you're egotistic, it's all because of what you've done. C, it could be around, or what I'd like to think, the community that has helped me grow. A, as an individual. B, as a son. C, as a father. D, as a friend. E, as a sports person. And F, as a businessman. And in each of those different categories, I can list 3 or 4 different people who have contributed to my existence and my shaping, that have been in that tier one. And the tier one, again, for those who've just joined in, um, I explained that in all our lives we have different levels of relationship connections with people. So if you draw three circles, let's keep it simple. Three circles, you in the middle. The first circle is tier one, of the people who are near and dear, that will do and move heaven and earth for you. Those are called friends. Tier two are called acquaintances, if you like. Those are the people that you could call on, that will maybe help you, or that will help you, but in their time when they really have commitment, no other commitment. Tier three are the distant acquaintances who you just know. So in tier one, in different phases of me as Elton, in my business space, I have a different tier one as opposed to Elton the father. I have a different tier one when it's Elton the son. And some of them intermingle because some of them are integral to who I am. Some of them are part of me. Some of them are people that I would call on at any given time. Yet there are others that I wouldn't at that particular time. It's like someone said to me, I don't understand sport, but I understand you. Understand that that's your passion. Understand that's what you do. So I will support you. I can't run. I can't cycle. I can't jump. I can't do nothing. In fact, I don't care about what happens. But I'm driven by the passion that you have. I'm driven by the commitment of what you do. And I'll support you for that. And that places someone in tier one for me. But also someone in tier one is someone that will challenge me to say, listen, buddy, you're stepping out of line here now. Why are you doing this? What is the rationale? How do we fix it? And what is the cause of it? Is it something that we can change? Because you're rubbing up people the wrong way. You're doing things that is going to cause you and other people harm. That's the kind of people I trust. People who are open and are committed to both praise and punishment. People who on both sides of the scale can tell me, listen, buddy, you you're out of a line. I had one such person tell me that last week, actually, or this week. Um, I'm going to keep her nameless because she's tuned in. Molly says on Instagram, God will always be your guide. May He be first in your life and your business. Thanks, Molly. Um, you're right, Molly. We got to keep shining, even in the bad days, even when things are tough. You're welcome to drop your comments on +2706924595543 on WhatsApp, or that's the what's in studio WhatsApp on my Facebook, or on Insta like Molly did, or even on YouTube. You're welcome to drop your comments. And she started out as being a client, and now she's become a friend. Sorry, and as you can hear, I've got a nasty cough, and she's been on my case for the last week about medication, and she's every day checking on me. And was supposed to run on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday, Thursday? And she sent me a message, or when she walked out of my center on Wednesday night, she said, "You're not running Thursday, tomorrow morning." And I looked at her and I just laughed. And then Thursday morning, she checked on me and she said, "Did you run?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Okay, good." Someone like that, I put in my tier one, because as much as she's my cheerleader today, in that same day, she could be the person that's killing me in terms of with a kindness to say, I care about you. I'm looking after your well-being. I want you to be well because we need you to reach our goals. So in my tier one, again, it changes. So my question to you is, in your tier one, is it somebody that you care about? Is it somebody that's there for you, someone that's not there for you on a daily basis? And then if we go a step further in our community, Ubuntu for me is partly respect. So respect in many different ways. So Ubuntu is not only about giving, it's about showing, it's about caring, it's about being there for people. It's about listening without judgment. In my current work environment, I am exposed to, let me use that word right, the correct words. Okay, let me use a different analogy. Many of you will know that when you go to a barber or you go to a hairdresser, then they kind of have lots of conversations. I'm in that space. I'm busy massaging someone, or I'm having a personal training session, and someone will tell me and share intimate stuff with me about their lives. And it kind of sits with me, and I'm in a space where I've got to listen with no judgment. And I've got to give you objective feedback about your exercise and about your life, because that's what I do. That's my job, which is it's a wonderful privilege to be in. In the same way, when people engage with you on a personal level, what can they expect from you? Can they expect you to be open and frank with them and honest? Can they expect communication? Can they expect confidence that you will keep the information private and secret and within yourself? And often you just need to burn someone's trust once, and it's game over. There is no way they're going to trust you ever again. And that's what we need to get away from. People need to trust us implicitly, is the word. When I give you my car key to hold, I know that you're not going to drive away with my car. That's trust. It's knowing that someone is there for me. But from an Ubuntu, another perspective to Ubuntu is, am I sharing with you because you don't have, because I have enough? I'm of the view that we share because we have. I share because I have enough for me, and maybe I don't have enough for me, but I have sufficient to get me through the day, which means I can share some of what I have to get me through the day with someone who doesn't have. And my heart bleeds for all these people that stand on the side of the road begging. My question is, as great as it is to stand and beg and receive money from people all the time, how committed are you to actually go and fend for yourself? Sometimes we just want a hand out and not a hand up. How do we change that mentality? How do we go about looking after and caring for the elderly? Have you ever carried an old person's groceries for them? Or maybe not even carried it. Just take a 2 kilogram sugar because they're battling to lift it and put it in their trolley. Those are the little things that Ubuntu consists of. Those are the simple things that will make someone special, feel special. Those are the simple things that will get people going. It's when I'm at my lowest and someone puts their arm around me and say, "Don't worry, my pal. It's gonna be okay." And often it's those minutes when we are at our lowest ebb is when we need people most. We don't need people when we're flying high, because there'll be tons of people around us. The people that matter are the ones that are close to us when everything else goes bad. It's that time when those things happen, and then you need to get a friend.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks Just remember what your old past said. Boy, you got a friend in me. 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 You got no trouble, and I got them too. It isn't anything but what you do with you. Together, see it through, 'cause you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, being stronger too, baby. But none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's me and you, boy. And as the years go by, a friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
All right, that was Randy Newman. You've got a friend in me. My question to you is, can someone say that about you? Can someone say that about you? They've got a friend in you. Again, what's the definition of a friend? Someone that goes far and beyond. Let's see what Google says about what is a friendship. Just out of interest, it's perked me now on a different, slightly different trajectory. Friendship is a voluntary, personal relationship based on mutual affection, trust, and support between people. It involves shared experiences. Remember, I said it's a two-way street. Shared experiences, companionship, and emotional intimacy, where friends care for each other's well being and offer support during both good and bad. Mm, mm, mm. It's about having mutual respect, which involves empathy, active listening, and being there for one another. It's about shared interests, where it is built through mentorship, spending time together, common goals, and it's about equality. It's about equality in terms of friendships have no hierarchy. Friendships have no hierarchy. So my question to you is on 02 +2706924595543 on my Facebook, on my WhatsApp, on my Insta, on my YouTube. Tell me, what do you define as Ubuntu? What have you experienced as Ubuntu? What makes you believe A, that there is Ubuntu in the sense that we have people in our space who support us? Or is it a component of society? I'm not talking about your life now. I'm also talking about society. Is it something that we are missing? Because I think it's something we're missing. I'm thinking that it's something that we are missing in our spaces that is dead. Dead in the sense that we don't have people to support us unselfishly. Everybody's doing it for what they can. What's the benefit for me to be involved in your space? What am I going to get out of it? I'm only going to do something if there's an intrinsic benefit to me. And often that is where we fall short as humans. Because unless there's something in it for me, I'm not interested. I'm not going to communicate with you unless there's something in it for me. And there are many people like that. In fact, the bulk of the society is like that. People only communicate with you when they want something. If you look at your WhatsApp status, how many people read what you post on your WhatsApp status? Firstly, secondly, I'm partly guilty of this. I don't often look at other people's statuses, right? However, in my defense, on the one hand, I've got 12,500 contacts on my phone. Now, how long is it going to take me to scroll through WhatsApp to look through Amal's profile? It's about finding that fine balance. And if I know someone's going through a rough time, as an example, I know three people now who's going through a significantly rough time. Those are the people whose statuses I'll go to first, and I'll see what they've posted because it will give me an indication of what's going through their heads, what's going through their hearts, and how I can help them or not. And help not being necessarily a physical thing. Maybe it's just dropping a message and say, "Hey, John, how's things going?" Maybe that's all John wants. John just wants someone to connect and say, "Listen, brother, I'm thinking about you." And often that's what people want. People just want you to say, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" I know Richie song. You know, is it something we think about? Is it something we do in our spaces? Do we engage with people in any way or form and say, "Hi, how's things going?" I don't think so, because I don't think people are interested. I don't think people care enough. So, Ubuntu is about embracing the imperfection. It's about embracing the lack of what you have. And I say that because I come alongside you and fill that void as your friend, as your partner. I come alongside you and I share in success, I share in your grief, I share in your pain, I share in your joy. But I'm also there when times are tough. I'm also there when you need someone to offload your challenges. And in that same way, I'm also there to smile and support you on those good days. I'm also there to be there as your buddy when we socialize. So Ubuntu is a broad concept for me. It's not a singular thing as people think it is. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just seeing it very differently. Again, these are my views, not those of the radio station. And I'd like you to share one or two thoughts on what makes Ubuntu count for you. What is Ubuntu? What does the sense of community mean for you? Do you feel like you're part of a community? What does that feel like? And a community, by my understanding, is a group of people with a common purpose, engaging in a common goal. So, as an example, a running club is a community because they're all wanting to run. That's the commonality. And they're all wanting to improve or wanting to get thinner, wanting to get faster, whatever it may be. So, for them, that is their community and they want to have that space to engage. Again, coming back to the tier model, that could be their tier one in the running space. But they also have another tier one when they go home, i.e., their family, their cousins, their friends with whom they socialize. So this concept of of having people in your space is a fluid thing. It's not something that's cast in stone. And often we think about it as living in silos that what happens here can't connect with there because how does my running community engage with my family community, engage with my religious community, engage with my work community? And often there are similarities and there are people across those that are universal to all of them. And those are the people we should cherish. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to play a song by Bruno Mars, and then we're going to come back.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. Can't count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, you can count on me 'cause I can count on you.
That was a Bruno Mars hit, Count on Me. Many of you probably have never heard that song. It's an old song that made me think of, and is true to the topic. When you're crying, there's someone there for you. When you're happy, someone's there for you. I'd like to shift the focus slightly. Still thinking about the book. And if we engage in the space of leadership, for me, leadership is not around or leader. Let's take a step back. A leader is someone who goes to the top of the mountain, pervades the landscape, comes back down, engages with the team and say, let's go. These are the positives, these are the negatives, these are the obstacles we're going to find along the way, and let's go and do it. And often we get to the point where many people don't get to that space, purely because they don't engage in that space, because that's not what they do. As a leader, you want to be able to take someone along the journey with you, which never happens, purely because they are stuck in their own little world and they have this ego trip about, I am in charge. Great, you're in charge. Happy days. But the challenge then is, are you taking the people with you along the journey? Because often we don't. We want to tell people that it's me, it's I. Interestingly enough, For those of you who follow South African politics, will may or may not have listened or know that our good friend John Steenhuisen has agreed, or maybe not agreed. Let me not use the word agreed. Has decided not to stand for a second term in politics or another term as leader of the DA, to focus on his ministerial job. And what was interesting is, which is often the case in politics, people generally acknowledge people around them. And he said, try and see if I can pull it up quickly. Um, because what did he say? He said that I have loved leading the DA. I've taken the DA to this point. Listen to what I'm saying. I've taken the DA to this point. Now it's someone else's responsibility to take it forward. So my question then is, from a leadership perspective, he's taken the team to a point. Yes, he's got some things happening in his personal space, some accusations that's happening. Could partly attribute to him not wanting to return as the or stand for election as the DA leader, for fear of losing dismally, because he's not the hot favorite anymore because of all these things that's surfacing around him. Or could it be that he's realized that my time is up? I've achieved what I wanted to do. I've taken the team to a point. And good leaders know when it is to step away. Good leaders know when it is to say, hitherto and no further, I'm done. For me, that's a good leader. A good leader is someone who knows that I've reached the pinnacle of where I can take my team. Let me step away and get someone else to do it. But not many people do that, because they want the praise, they want the glory, they want the accolades of saying we've done it. If you look at Nelson Mandela, you look at Desmond Tutu, you look at many other leaders, they've led from behind. And Ubuntu in a leadership space is, let me put my arms around my team and guide them as we go along this journey to taking the journey. So it's almost like, if you think about it in this way, I, as the leader, aka a father, let me use it in a different context. Okay, I put my arms around my family, and together we walk. And if there is danger ahead, I bring my hands in front of them and I shield them, and I face the bullet. For me, that's leadership. That's what is missing in leadership in our country. That's what is missing in leadership in our businesses. That's what's missing in leadership in churches, in sports organizations, in every aspect of our life. Leadership, good leadership, is missing. And you're welcome to challenge me on it. It's my perspective. I will debate it, and I'll give you multiple examples of poor leadership. I'm not the greatest leader. I'm not the worst leader. I have been told, but I've led multiple different organizations through various challenges and various successes, and that has been my leadership style. My leadership style is one of coherence and cooperativeness, but having a plan. And in that same space, my question to you then is, as a leader, and you say, "But I'm not a leader." 100% you are a leader. In everything that you do, you are leading. You're firstly leading yourself, you're leading the people around you, you're leading your family, you are engaging with people, and you are influencing people's decisions. For every person, stats have shown, for every one person that you engage with, they will tell 11 other people about you. Now, those 11 people that they tell, is the positive or a negative message that you are giving them? It's like, I can't see if she's watching right now, but my client this morning, sorry, give me a second. Is a message here on the WhatsApp line while I'm. The message says, Ola, I like the topic. You are highlighting some good points. Ubuntu is very rarely practiced, but thank God for those who still do. Amen. Ubuntu is a tough decision on people's lives that we need to deal with. So to come back to my point, I the client of mine said this morning, a lot of people know you now. I said, yeah. And if you die, I said, then I die. Lots of people would have known me. And it was a joke at that point. But the reality is, I can't live my life dependent on other people, what other people think. I do what I do for the people I care. I do what I do based on the information that I have. And it's based on the history, it's based on current information, it's based on everything I have up until this very minute in time. Is that's I make an informed decision based on everything that's in the past. And I've used this analogy before. That come 10 minutes down the line, I learn something new, my opinion may change based on the new information. And that's how it should be. We should use everything within our might and in our understanding to deal with whatever is current. When it's not current, we are outdated. So, my question then, from a leadership perspective, is what information are you giving the people that you're leading? Whether it's your child, whether it's your colleague, whether it's your partner, whether it is anybody in your space. How are you engaging with them? How are you making them feel comfortable? Because if you're not, they ain't going to be your brother. They ain't going to be your brother. They ain't going to be anything for you.
That leads us to who knows where, who knows where. But I'm strong enough to care. He's my brother, so on we go. He's a wild man, he's a man concern. No burden is need to bear. We'll get there. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. We said that everyone's heart isn't filled with the glass of love. It's a long, long road from which there is no return. While we're on the way to live, why not is my brother. He's my brother.
Welcome back to Walk to Wellness. My name is Elton Davids. I'm the host of the show, and it's brought to you by All My Sports SA, usually every Wednesday night. However, this is the first one for February, and the next one will be at the end of February, I think, just because I'm not around. So the next one will be on the 25th of February, will be the next Walk to Wellness. And we're having a conversation around Ubuntu. We're having a conversation around the principles of I am because we are. And my thoughts around I am because we are has shifted slightly from having the conversation around just service to the thoughts around leadership and Ubuntu. Leadership is not about power. It's about service. It's about getting your hands dirty as a leader. It's not about the dictatorial leadership. It's about the space of getting to understand people. And there are some concepts around leadership that I'd like to leave with you. Leadership is about interconnectivity and community. It's about leaders viewing an organization as a team, as about a connection, as about an understanding that we are a shared view of community and a shared view of individuals who work together. It's an understanding that I value your input. I value your understanding of the concept that we're busy with. It's about having the compassion and empathy to understand that I care. I'm on your side. I'm in your space. As a leader, my role is to ensure that I understand the challenges that you as an employee have or as a follower has. As an example, if you have an ADHD, what do I need to do to make your life easier so that you can be more productive? And COVID has taught us that very well. COVID has taught us that we can all work from home. Some of us are less productive when we work from home, and that's a different issue. That's a management issue. And even in that management issue, it's about how we engage with people to be able to work in that space. I had a 15-year-old girl there today, and her mother said to me, my daughter and I are on structure. If you tell us you're going to see us at 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we in heaven because we have a plan. We know what's going to happen. And when we come here, you tell us you're going to be walking for 5 minutes. We're doing X, we're doing Y, we're doing Z. Then we're comfortable. And it's a conversation that you need to have with your people. It's about that compassion and empathy to understand what people want, what their needs are, to be able to deliver the outcome. It's about having the respect and dignity to treat people fairly. It's about understanding that people know your likes, dislikes, your behavioral traits. I'll give you an example. So last week I went into a building, and I been working with this woman about 10 years on a contract basis, every year, 3 months, 2 months. Um, and we walked in, and there was three other people there. And we walked in, and she said, "Yo, look how fat you got." It. And I walked up to her and I started tickling, and I said, "Me? Look how fat you got." And I started tickling her on the shoulders and the head. And these people looked at me and they're like, "Are the two of you okay?" And we laughed and we said, "This is how we greet." Because this is our relationship as progress to a point where we are comfortable with each other to tease each other and be able to be in that space that we know it is not harassment, we know that it's not infringing on our personal spaces, and that it's purely for fun. It's about having the respect of two colleagues, that we won't transgress any boundaries. And in that same way, as a leader, you need to know what your boundaries are. You need to have the ability to sense when something's not good. On Monday, I was at Vraagjeskraal Stadium with a different 15-year-old, um, and she moaned, and I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "No, I'm not feeling well." Okay, we carried on. We carried on. I made her run up and down the stairs and do all kinds of stuff. Um, and again, I said to her, "What's wrong?" She said, "Coach, I'm not feeling good." I said, "Okay. Is it something I can help you with? Is it something I can talk? You want to talk about?" And she looked at me. She said, "Coach, how is it that you ask me these questions, but my parents don't ask me these questions?" I said, "Because I care about you as an individual. Yes, you're coming to me for a knee rehab and your ankle is a problem, but first and foremost, you're a human being. Secondly, I can't work with somebody who's not here. So unless you tell me what your challenges are and I can help you, we're also wasting each other's time here." And it was an interesting conversation around her school life and what's happening at school and how to engage her to be able to be better. And that is a sense of Ubuntu, is a sense of caring for someone in my space. Yes, it makes my job ineffective because I'm coaching someone who's not present. And we walk around the track and we have a conversation around what's bugging her. And the parents are sitting there in the car, and she says, "Don't tell my parents, but I'm actually frustrated at school because of X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah." It's okay. Here's some of an action plan. Think about it. And today she came back and she said, "Coach, thank you. I just needed someone to offload, and you helped me put things into perspective." I said, "That's my job. My job is not only to coach you physically, but to make sure that you are a whole person." And that's leadership on a different level. Me engaging with an athlete in the same way you engage with your children. How many of you feel confident enough to be able to put up your hand right now and say, "My child will tell me. My child will share with me what's going on in their lives"? Not many of us can. I have a good sense with my daughters, but I also don't know everything. It's about having that open dialogue to engage with them, but it's also having the humility and the servant leadership to know that it's not about me, to know that it's about serving the collective. It's about understanding that we are here to we here to help. We here to grow. And in that space, we have a better employee engagement. Things just spiral in a better space because there's such a nurturing environment and such a welcoming space that people want to be around you. People want to be in that space because they grow, they flourish, because you're a caring leader. And that often results in better productivity, better well-being of the staff, better performance, because they want to give because you've given them. And Ubuntu leadership brings about balance. It brings about efficiency. It brings about the support that we need in that space. It makes us believe that things are moving in an absolutely positive space. When that happens, somebody's going to sing the song for you. That's for sure.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still and wait here in silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can do. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. Strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
That was a beautiful song by Josh Groban. You raise me up, and as a leader, that's what I want. That's what I want my leader to do. I want my leader to raise me up to the next level, to take me to the spaces I've never been, take me to places that I don't know exist. That's the role of a leader.